Hey there everyone, my name is Keno. I'm fairly sick and a little tired, but we are back with our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series. Now, in the last video, we had a lot more what we expected this team to be than what they started off as. The beginning of the season was crazy. We had some incredible scoring from Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield. We still have great scoring from players like Tanner Pearson. Alex Newhook is almost point per game. Kirby Dach is doing amazing. Brendan Gallagher's almost at 30 goals in the season. On the back end, you got Gooley and Matheson leading the way. We still have all-around scoring. And even though we're kind of coming back down to earth now, our record's pretty rough in the last 10 games. 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 overtime losses. We do still hold a wild card spot, and we're only 7 points down from the Leafs for division lead. Does that mean we should be selling? I was trying to think about that. Between videos, I was looking on Find a Trade. I was seeing what is available. What's available for Tanner Pearson, what's available for players like Mike Matheson, even though I'm not too keen on moving him given the fact he has 3 years left. I don't really want to be bouncing him around everywhere. And there's obviously options for Tanner Pearson like Chaz Lucius and Rutger McGroarty were immediately standing out to me. Even Brendan Othman and Gabe Perreault were good options, but at the end of the day, it didn't seem too worth it. Yes, this first draft is pretty deep, and there's still some good talent in the second round and late first, but I don't think we need that much more. Yes, I would love to have another elite game-breaking prospect defenseman. I mean, Reinbacker's coming up. Gooley's having a tremendous beginning season. Justin Barron is doing great with the AHL with 30 points in 55 games. Even Arbor Jackie's not doing too bad. Jordan Harris, not great, but a pretty solid jump into the Flames, you know? We don't even know what Matthias Norlander could do. Even Nicholas Beaudin was doing decently with us before we waived him and sent him back to the minors. We have so many options, the list almost doesn't end with Lane Hudson here as well. We do have defensive depth and defensive options for at least the next few years. So do we need to go out and make a trade, moving out some of our only talented defensemen in Mike Matheson or David Savard? I don't think so. I think we stick with what we have. We stand pat, and if anything, add it through free agency or at the draft. When it comes to forwards, again, we have Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Kirby Dach, and Alex Newhook as our top 4 scorers on our team aside from Tanner Pearson. And they're all locked up for at least 3 years. Caulfield and Suzuki for at least 7. So is there much we need to do? I don't think so. Again, do we trade away Tanner Pearson for some low-end seconds or a second and a third or even a prospect? I'm not sure. If a trade had jumped out at me, I would have tried to make something work, but at the end of the day, I don't really. Yes, there's Matthew Poitras, but I didn't really edit him. Fabian Liesel could be good. A second and a third from the Flames. There are good options, but none of them were yeah, that's what we need to do. Gabe Perreault was one that I did look at, and then there was one that I had thought about with the Ottawa Senators, but it was more a lateral move, and that quick trade would be to move Tanner Pearson to the Ottawa Senators for Maxence Gwinnett, I think it is. Yeah, Maxence Gwinnett, Matthew Joseph, and a second-round pick. And now we'd obviously have to add someone else in, and the idea that I had was to send Riley Walsh there as well. And that would be a pretty good move, especially picking up that second-round pick, but it seems more of a lateral move. I don't know if Matthew Joseph will actually convert playing for us. He's got good all-around stats, including a good defensive and skating category. Even his senses, puck handling, and physical aren't that bad if you look at the key stats such as aggressiveness and body checking. But same with Tanner Pearson, and he's got 55 points in 62 games. He's not supposed to be doing this good, but he is. Is this really a trade I need to move to jump on? I'm not too sure. I mean, it would be bringing in 2 players for 2 players going out, but adding a second round pick, maybe it's worth it. I don't know, especially if we're trying to make a playoff push. This is taking a gamble and moving laterally into the unknown, possibly jeopardizing a playoff run. Should we even be pushing for a playoff run? There's so many questions but I think the option would be to stand pat. That's what I'm leaning towards. This trade is still alluring, but I don't think I need Matthew Joseph for 3 years. It's just hard for me to grasp that. The other idea that I would have would be to send him to the Dallas Stars, but they're not really even interested. And the amount of players that I could really get are more, again, gambles. And when we have a sure thing who is producing in Tanner Pearson as it is, do we need to take gambles and move laterally and younger? Maverick Bork, who we have in the Butte Bandits series, he's doing decently, 31 points in 50 games with the Texas Stars, but how would that contribute to the NHL? Logan Stankoven would be a great option. Look at those all-around stats. Maybe he'd be a great option. 28 points in 53 games. I don't even know if Tanner Pearson's enough to get him. Ideally, I would target Stankoven. I would do a larger trade here. Maybe you know what? We'll give it an option. Bork, Stankoven, and maybe another defensive prospect in Leon Bichel. We'll see if that would work. I do like Riley Damiani as well. I don't think there's anybody else on the back end that I really need. So let's try these three for Tanner Pearson, Riley Walsh, and we definitely have to add in a pick. I don't want to add in a big defender. Like, yes, they want Mike Matheson, but that would put all of the weight on Brandon Gooley. Is it Brandon or Braden? 1 second. Caden. Oh my gosh. I was thinking of the older brother, Brendan Gooley from the Buffalo Sabres. Oh, see, that's how tired I am. That's how sick I am. Just as a quick side note, I've been only working on this channel for 2 weeks now, and it feels like a dream come true having this much traction and this much support this early on. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos, and if you're liking them, please leave a like, and don't forget to comment if you have any ideas for trades we should make. But that's my shameless plug of the video aside. We're gonna get back to this. I don't want to move out Mike Matheson if it puts all that pressure on Caden Gooley. Yes, I can call up David Reinbacher and finally have him make his jump to the NHL, but that seems like a lot of weight to put on a youngster's shoulders. And if I'm not mistaken, if I move out Matheson, yeah, Reinbacher and Gooley become our top 2 defensemen. Is that really something that we want to run into the playoffs with? I'm not even sure the team could handle that. It's an option, but I think this is not even a lateral move, but a backwards move. And it doesn't make sense given that they don't even want Tanner Pearson. So I'm gonna skip out on that. I think we stand pat still. I don't have anything screaming off the page at me, and I think you guys can agree that it's not worth it to make lateral moves unless, like, okay, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, I honestly think he's gonna be a free agent. I think they're gonna buy out this contract at the end of the year. You just wait. I'm probably right. Noel Gunler looks great, but he doesn't. Yes, he's got a great 5-star physical category. Holy crap. Almost 4-star skating. But that's really it. Do I want to... That's pretty much acquiring a grinder. It could be good. It could just flop for us. So I'm gonna jump into the trade deadline, see if anyone comes to us with an offer. Tanner Pearson doesn't even want to come back, so we would be having him as a self-rental. Let's see how we do against the Carolina Hurricanes. We win 6-2. We win 6-2. We are now, again, just 6 points back to now the Senators for top in our division. See, that's what I mean. I don't think we need to sell. Tanner Pearson had 55 points in 62 games. How many does he have in 63 now? Did he do well there? Yeah, he got a point. There's just... I think it's better to use him as the self-rental rather than try to move him out and possibly hurt our chances at the playoffs. We have a chance to get this team more experience and experience against harder competition, experience against playoff hockey. I think that's more important right now than trying to tank and maybe getting a probably 12 through 8 overall pick. I don't see it being worth it to tank this team for like a pretty good prospect, no doubt. Like, if we take a look at who's available, like 8 through 12, there's Sam Dickinson, Aaron Kiviharju, Vidi Vezainen, Constant Hellenius, Tanner Howe. There's even players available after that. Seth Shelley, he could be really good. I don't know why I'm not scouting anything. We could get the brother to Lane Hudson, I believe, Cole Hudson. There's options here. is it worth sabotaging our team when we could possibly end up with even still a Max Swanson, Adam Jiricek, Jacob Chromiak, Ryder Ritchie? There's still options later on. Even if we get knocked out in the first round and don't even get a win, we still have a chance at Seth Shelley, and I have a feeling he's good. Valery Sokolov could be as well. We can make a run for the playoffs and still end up with Cole Hudson. I don't see the problem in standing pat with the team we have and keeping it going. So let's go. Into the trade deadline we go. Okay, Jaden Struebel's back. We are going to be keeping the current trade block. Let's jump right in. I don't think there's anything, maybe an upgrade if we can find one, but for the prices, the pieces that we have, I don't think there's going to be anything available that could really jump out at me. You know what I mean? Taylor Hall's available, Nick Schmaltz. Like, there's definitely options. Jeremy Swayman. Oh, Jeremy Swayman's available. That'd be nice. But I don't know. I don't think we have. Like, let's see. Can we offer anything? Oh, we can offer something for Jeremy Swayman. Nope. Nah. I don't have a problem giving up those pieces, but that trade doesn't make sense. That's a 2020s version of the Joe Thornton trade, giving up a star player for 3 veterans. Well, not really with Raphael Harvey-Pinard, but you know what I mean. And then Gooley and Gallagher. Like, okay, getting Gallagher off the books is good. Not for the price of Caden Gooley. No. I'm tempted with this one, but that would hurt our defense so much. That would mean Ryan Becker and Justin Barron come into the NHL, and our average NHL age on the back end would be like 21 years old. It doesn't make sense. Maybe a breakout scorer in Taylor Hall. Let's see what we can offer for him. A second Jack and Savard, Matheson and Savard again, Beck, and I will quickly admit I did not do Beck a good service. I did him a disservice in not editing him properly. I think he's going to be a good, solid prospect for the Canadiens. Joshua Waugh, and no, not happening. No. And for 2 years of him, I don't think that's good. There are moves happening. Fleury is now on his way to the Seattle Kraken, I believe. And then there's Thomas Hurdle. I don't really want to give him. There's a lot of players who have term. Matt Dumba. I don't know. I want to see if you can offer me anything for Matt Dumba. Or for me to take Matt Dumba. Let's see. It's probably going to be exorbitantly high. A first, second, and Jack Eye. Caden Gooley, a first and a second. No. Yeah, I don't care how good he's doing. It's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. Okay. Nobody's offering us anything. Oh, and then Lucius, Schmidt, and Bauer to the Arizona Coyotes for Schmaltz, Zucker, and a third, and Dermott. There's nothing for us anymore. I don't think there's anything for us. I think we're going to jump out of this. I know this is a little anticlimactic, but we're going to see how this team does in the final stretch of the season. See if we can actually pull off a playoff berth in our first season with the team. We already read that one. Taylor Hall and Jason Dickinson to the Florida Panthers for Spencer Knight, Elliot Ekmark, and John Ludwig. I didn't move Ludwig to the Penguins. He's actually doing pretty good for the Penguins. Well, oh, and then Damon Severson to the New York Rangers after the Columbus Blue. Oh, for a first-round pick, Chris Kreider, and a fourth. That seems like a fair trade. Pretty heavy contracts of veteran players. I don't think Kreider is less valuable than Severson, but wow. Oh, another one. Graham Clark and a first to the New Jersey Devils. No, to the Detroit Red Wings for Jake Wallman to the New Jersey Devils. Wow. Lots of action at this trade deadline. We just weren't part of it. It didn't make sense for us. So let's see against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are on a rough 10-game streak. We're going to quick sim the last, whatever it is, 19 games. So a 6-3 win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's not bad at all. We're on a 2-game winner right now, I believe, against Columbus Blue Jackets. That's 18 goals again. 18 goals for in the last 3 games. Holy crap! This team's turned it on again against the Boston Bruins. Oh, there we go. That stopped us in our tracks. 5-0 loss to the Boston Bruins. I think Armia was a healthy scratch for most of the season. Oh no, I want to put him in over Pizzetta for sure. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, I think it's Bill Armia over Pizzetta. I like Mikey Pizzetta, just don't think he's helping our team. And then Allen is still doing really solid. I don't want to give Montembeault any more games because he was just struggling right out the gate. Okay, against the Calgary Flames, let's go here. A 5-2 win, bounce right back against a really hot Edmonton Oilers team. Let's see how we do. And we fought 5-3 loss against, again, a hot Vancouver team that's also trying to dig itself out of a rut. Let's see where they stand currently. They are just 2 points out of a wild card spot in the Pacific, so they're fighting. Let's see. We're gonna slow sim this one, see if we can hold off a raging Vancouver Canucks who are 8-2-0 in their last 10. First period, they get 2 on us. Jack Studnicka and Quinn Hughes. I swear I'm not moving enough players. Christian Dvorak gets us on the board though. Past Thatcher Demko. Shots are 12-9 for Vancouver. Second period, they add to it with Elias Pettersson and Andrei Kuzmenko getting goals past Jake Allen. Shots are 25-16 for Vancouver now. And third period, they add one more from Kuzmenko. Shots were 38-29. So we either win dramatically or we lose dramatically. Each of our games has had either a 6 or a 5 as one of the scores. So that's pretty insane. Sean Farrell is out. Game 70 now of the season. And a 4-0 win. This is what I'm talking about. Nick Suzuki up to 78 points in 70 games. We're going to go to game 72 and then we'll check our stats. And a 3-0 loss. Okay, I'm not too upset about that one, but it's still not happy. Are we still contending? We are not in a wild card spot. We're 4 points back from a divisional lock. And only 1 point back, I believe. Yeah, 1 point back from a wild card spot to the Devils. Or to the Capitals. Oh, it will just be between the Capitals and really the Lightning. If we can get into a divisional spot, that'd be great. Even facing the Senators first round wouldn't be too bad. Game 72 against the Philadelphia Flyers, we lose Sean Monahan till April 9th with a pulled groin, but we do get multiple players back. Who would be back? Just they don't want Pizzetta on that third line. I think that's because that's all that was available. We're not doing that. We're gonna put Harvey Pinard in the third line, and then we're gonna take. I think Pizzetta was on, was he not on the power play? Oh, Monahan wasn't even on the power play. Okay. I don't like that this is a -1, but I don't know any way to do it without knocking Suzuki back. But we're going to do that. We're going to knock Suzuki back to the second offensive line and see if that helps deepen the scoring. 4-2 win against the Philadelphia Flyers. Now let's quickly look over the stats of our team as we go into the last 10 games of the season. Alex Newhook with 60 points in 65 games, Nick Suzuki with 78 and 72, and Cole Caulfield with 38 goals, in 72 games and 75 points. He has put 272 shots on net and has 13 power play goals. What a standout season for the 23-year-old right winger. That's really impressive, honestly. Tanner Pearson on the second line has 60 points in 72 games. Kirby Dack with 62 and 72, and Brendan Gallagher with 50 and 72, including 29 goals. He is on the cusp of a 30-goal season, the first one since the 2018-19 season. So that would be great for the veteran winger. Dvorak on the third line with 35 points. Raphael Harvey Pinard has been in for 69 games, and he's got 32 points. And Jake Evans with 27 points, rounding out the third line. Even Anderson is not doing too bad with 12 goals in 67 games. And Armia, not that great. On the back end, Caden Gooley has 41 points in his second season. 41 points in 69 games. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Mike Matheson with 41 as well. On the second line, we have Gustav Lindstrom with a +10 and 24 points in 72 games. That's impressive for a depth defender. Savard with 26 points in 67 games. Very nice. Norlinder with 2 and 14. And Jordan Harris now with 16 and 54 and only a -2. So he's coming around very well. And then for the goalies, Jake Allen with the 904 through 59 games and 3 shutouts. So he's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if he averages around like 29 to 32 shots a game. Montembeault now with a 900 save percentage on the season, 1 shutout through 20 games played. I want to give Montembeault, I want to see if he's going to be an option for the playoffs if Jake Allen kind of craps the bed. So for the next 5 games, I'm going to run Montembeault, and we're going to kind of try things out. So game 1 of the 5-game test, a 4-1 loss. A 4-1 loss isn't looking good for us. Arbor Xhekaj is now fully healed. He's going to replace Matthias Norlinder on that third pair. And that should add some pretty good depth at the defense again. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Now against the Florida Panthers, let's see how this team does. Savard's fully healed. He was out of lineup, was he? Was Savard out of lineup? No, he's not. Okay. But we did lose that second game there. And I think that just means we got to pull Montembeault. He's down to an 895 again. Did get any wins in those 2 games. We do have Halak in the minors, don't we? Halak, he was doing pretty good. Strauss-Mann's doing better for the Laval Rocket. But we're going to call up Halak. And we're going to see if he's going to be an optionable piece for depth going into the playoffs. See if he can possibly get us some games, maybe get us some wins here in the late stretch. We're going to throw in Caden Primo, not Gary Price. Yeah, Strauss-Mann's still doing pretty good, so he's going to stay up in there. And now Montembeault is going to come out, and we're going to throw in Yaroslav Halak instead of Jake Allen for the next 5 starts. Give Allen a little bit of a rest. Hopefully we make it to the playoffs, but we did drop to 5th, so it's starting to look a little rough. Didn't mean to hit roster moves there. Let's see what this team can do. Last 8 games of the season, I believe. Yeah, okay. Up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, Sean Farrell's back. We're going to set him for a bit. Against the Tampa Bay Lightning, Halak gets a 3-1 win under his belt. We're not getting a lot of scoring from that top line, so, you know, I realized we did knock Suzuki back to the second pair, or second lineup for a power play, and I think I'm going to bring him right back to the front. Right back front and center. See if we can get that first unit running again. Because Suzuki only has 1 point in his last 5 games, so... against the Toronto Maple Leafs here, who are still running away with some points. And we get a 3-2 win from Halak. Now we're going to play in the second half of a back-to-back against the New York Rangers. Nick Suzuki at 80 points in 76 games. Let's go. And we win again, 5-2. He is absolutely yoinking games from the opposition and trying to thrust the Canadiens back into a playoff spot, as he did the last time he was really here with the team. Monahan on that 4th line now. Let's see. Game 78. Lane Hudson's back. Okay, so we should probably put Farrell and Hudson back in the lineups. So Legare is going to come out for Farrell. And I guess Walsh is going to come out. Is it Walsh or Kovacevic? It's Kovacevic, okay. Not Bodan. There we go. Lane Hudson back on that top line with David Reinbacher. And against the Philadelphia Flyers, we lose 3-1, but that's not too bad. Oh, how are we doing? Oh, the Capitals are 5 points ahead. I didn't even realize the Capitals kind of ran away with it. We'd have to win all of our remaining games against... Oh, we faced the Red Wings, the Senators, who are top in our division, and the Islanders, and they're pretty good in their division. I think this is possibly a wraps on our season. Let's see. Against the New York Islanders, game 79. 3-1 loss, and that will be it. I don't think we can get 4 points here to tie us with the Lightning. Against the Ottawa Senators, who are top in our division, Lindstrom's now injured. We win 3-2 in a shootout, but the Lightning clinched that last divisional spot. And yes, we are now eliminated from playoff contention. Oh, we actually fought out. We actually fought, but we didn't make it. Let's finish these last 2 games against the Detroit Red Wings. A 9-2 loss. All of passion is gone. And then Mike Matheson injured in the last game, but it's a 4-3 win. And Suzuki doesn't keep his point per game pace. He drops 1 point below it in the final game of the season. Wow. Okay, so stats for the players this season. Let's go through line by line. Alex Newhook finished with 62 points in 75 games. Nick Suzuki finished with 81 and 82. And Cole Caulfield didn't hit 40. He really dropped off with only 2 points in his last 10 games. They let us down. That top line let us down. That is really disappointing. That is really disappointing to see. They did great. There's no doubt. I mean, they performed on caliber, if not above caliber, of what we kind of expected from them. 39 goals for Caulfield, almost a point per game for Nick Suzuki. But at the end of the day, when push came to shove, we just needed them to get do half as well as they did for 10 games, and they didn't do it. I don't think at the end of the day, I still don't think I can slate them. At the end of the day, I can't slate them. Taylor Pearson finished with 69 points. Nice. In 82 games. That's pretty good. Kirby Dach got 31 goals, 67 points in 82 games. So their second line still kept going. Even Brendan Gallagher did reach 30 goals. He got 32 goals, which is just one shy of tying a career high with 53 points in 82 games. Christian Dvorak had 39 points in 82 games, which is a bounce back from last season. Harvey Pinard with 35 in 79. That's not too bad. And Jake Evans with 35 in 82. I have to keep going into it because I can't do math right now because I'm really tired. Armia didn't do too well. Monahan, and Anderson was just a minus magnet. So that's unfortunate. On the back end, oh, that didn't help us. Oh no, that's the last game of the season. Okay, that doesn't hurt us. Caden Gooley finished with 45 points, so he only had 4 points in the last stretch there, but he also did get injured, so if I'm not mistaken. Matthias Norlander finished with 3 points in 17 games, but he was mostly depth. David Savard finished with 29 and 77. Yeah, we got hurt in the last half there. Arbor Jacki finished with 12 points, but 102 penalty minutes in 63 games, and Jordan Harris finished with 18 points in 64 games. Wow, okay, and then let's look at it. Yaroslav Halak, he came up for the last part of the season. 9-12 through 8 games played. Maybe we should have called him up sooner. Maybe some of those losses that Montembeault suffered might not have been had. Halak did better than all of our goalies. Maybe not better than Allen. I mean, Allen had a heavier workload, but wow. Montembeault lost us quite a few games there. So 16 games is what Montembeault lost, if I'm doing my math correct. Yeah, maybe that would have been different. Maybe it would have been different. Oh, let's quickly look at Matheson and Lindstrom's stats as well. And then we'll wrap this video up and get to the draft. Actually, no, we're going to do the draft lottery in this video so you guys can see where we pick. Because we are officially going to be in the draft lottery. So, where was I going? Oh, yes. So, Sam Montembeault and then Mike Matheson finished with 44 points in 78 games. Not bad at all. And Gustav Lindstrom finished with 28 and 80. And I think we still have him signed. No, I don't think we do. Oof. That's going to be rough. He's going to be asking for quite a bit. All right, so with how we did, I don't think we're going to jump up. I think we're going to be a little low down here. We're not going to get a Connor Lockhart or Victor McPherson. I don't see it happening. I'd probably take Connor Lockhart for the center. I can see us probably walking out of this draft with Seth Shelley, Valery Sokolov, Maxime Massé, or even Cole Hudson. Hopefully we can trade up and maybe get two of those 4 players, 2 of those players that I named. But we'll see. Let's sim to the draft lottery and see how our team does. Unfortunately, we do miss out on the playoffs, but we put up a valiant effort. It was pushed by the first half of our season, or the first third of our season, and we kind of dropped off and came back to earth, but we fought valiantly. These guys did overperform in some categories, but not much more we can say. I don't think that's a bad first season. I think that's a really good first season to start off on. We got them a little bit of excitement, if not a little bit of heartbreak for not making it, getting that close to making the playoffs and not getting there. So it's unfortunate, but it's what ended up happening. Ryan Barker's now out for an injury. But let's see how the Laval Rocket are doing. Hold on a second, because they just made it past the first round of their playoff series. So, and Holmberg is killing it for them. They lose game 1 against the Utica Comets. Oliver Kapanen is now out. We win game 2. Game 3, another win. One more win and we seal the deal here. Jan Mizak is now hurt. We lose this one, it will go to a game 5. Will we win this one and go on to the conference finals in the AHL playoffs? Period 1, 12-10 are the shots for Utica, so we're struggling a bit. Let's see. Period 2, they take a 1-0 lead. Why Hirano? I don't know who that is. Gets a goal for the Utica Comets. We do take the shot lead though. Let's slow sim this third period. We tied up immediately with the goal by Nicholas Legare, or Nathan Legare, on Keith Kincaid. Okay, we're halfway through. Oh, they take the lead again from a goal by Nolan Foote. They have the power play now. 7 minutes left in the game. I don't think we're gonna get this one. Let's see. Last minute, Captain Clutch. Anybody coming out of the woodworks to tie it up? No. That's a good a bit of experience for players like Pontus Holmberg, Juraj Slavkovsky, Joshua Waugh. Sean Farrell was out, but I think Lane Hudson possibly got some games in, so it's good. It's good. Again, I think that's a solid starting season. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sorry this video is a bit of a marathon, but let's see what happens here as we sim to the draft lottery. Reinbacher's back a little too late. And the Oilers win the Stanley Cup with the Calder Cup going to the Manitoba Moose. So an all-Canadian winners for both leagues. Wow, that's impressive to see. McDavid gets his cup. Okay, salary cap goes up to 89.5, and the draft lottery coming up right now, and we don't jump. We actually are the last pick. We are 16th. So that's not too bad. I wish we could have jumped a little bit, but realistically, we only could have jumped to first, second, or third. I don't even think we could have jumped that high. There's some big traded picks here. So Ottawa's got a first rounder, the 6th overall from Detroit. Philadelphia's got the 9th overall from Florida. Arizona's got the 10th overall from Winnipeg. San Jose's got the 11th overall from Pittsburgh, and Detroit has the 12th overall from Boston. So a lot of picks were moved. I don't know what that means for us. Let's take a look at the draft class one more time. I don't think there's anyone we can trade to move up. At 16th, it's looking like a lock to possibly take Sokolov, Shelley, or Hudson. Maybe even like a Trevor Connolly. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Retired players. I think Carey Price is going to retire. Shea Weber does retire. Wayne Simmons, Jack Johnson, Anton Strawman, Justin Avlocator, Derek Ryan, Lori Koprikoski, Leo Komarov. As a Leaf fan, it's sad to see that happen, but I thought he already did, honestly. And goaltenders, yes, Carey Price does retire, as well as Jonas Enroth, Leaf legend. So that's a pretty good first season in the books. It's a bit of a longer episode. I didn't expect to not do anything at the draft or at the trade deadline and then not even make it to the playoffs, but I think it was worth the gamble. It was worth the risk, and we still have good options available. So let's quickly use my little trick. Again, a fun trick to do if you want to possibly make any cheaty trades or anything like that. I'm not going to be making any cheaty trades, but if you want to make any cheaty trades, you go into the stat screen and then trade for asset. Works on draft day, and it keeps the same values as at the trade deadline. So if they were a playoff contending team at the trade deadline and then lost every single game and went and won the first overall pick, their draft pick value would still be as high as a 15th, 16th overall pick. I'll see if I can find an example again. Who did get the first overall pick? I can't remember. Was it San Jose? No, San Jose jumped, but they have the 2nd and 11th, and see, they're almost the same value. 5th and 9th, again, almost the same value. I believe Detroit has the Boston's pick. I can't even remember who won the draft lottery. Columbus has a pretty valuable pick at 3rd. 14th and 30th, almost the same value. See what I mean? So there's 4th is pretty valuable. Arizona with the 7th and 10th, those make sense to be a little more valuable. The 8th is less valuable than the 10th. See what I mean? There's a lot of fun that can be had on this screen. But let's see our players quickly. Goalies, no jumps really. Allen's still an 83, Montembeault's still an 83. Halak didn't retire, so we could give him a contract extension and see if maybe running about him as the 3rd goalie or the backup next season. Defenseman, Dooley is up to an 82. Reinbacher still at an 82. Jack Ian an 82. So our depth at defense, and especially like quality defenders, jumped. That's what we needed. Lindstrom didn't have too big of a jump, but he's listed a top 6 defender now, so we'll have to see how that does. But we'll have like these 4 immediately in the roster next season, plus maybe Justin Barron, Jordan Harris again, maybe Matthias Norlander, depending on how he jumps, or Nicholas Baudin, because he did pretty well. We have options. And then at the forwards, Suzuki, Caulfield, Doc is now a 2nd line forward, and he has great stats. Let's see how Tanner Pearson looks. He's listed as 2nd line forward, and look at his stats. Oh, if we can get him extended, that might be a good idea, even if it's just 1 year. See, we have a lot of options. Of options. Juraj Slavkovsky is still a 4th line forward, but he's definitely playing in the NHL next season, full season. So, I don't know. I don't know who to target. If you guys know, please let me know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, Again, I know it's a bit of a marathon. I'm sorry. I just got caught up in it, but thank you guys so much for watching it. If you like it, please leave a like down below and let me know the type of content you want to see more of, and it helps me to grow, especially if you subscribe. Subscribing is fun, easy, and free, and I love every time I get a subscription. Again, this channel has only been going for just under 2 weeks at the time of recording this video, and it's been a blast, and we're actually getting some good traction. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to anybody who's watched these videos, and I'll see you guys as we take the Montreal Canadiens through our first draft. I was trying to think of something climactic to say, but this is pretty good. This is a good start. I'm not too upset with this.